Well, after a little bit more wait than usual, I think we're ready to get into the next, and next to last, Dungeon in a Box. Alright, now when I say next to last, that's for this season. This adventure is coming to a close in the box after this one. I'm planning to stay subscribed. They have definitely provided good value for the money, so just don't misunderstand me when I say last. Alright, little bit of a mix-up in the mailing. Let's make yep, Siege of the Lich's Tomb. I got the right one. I was... Wait, Wondrous one-shot Siege of the Lich's Tomb. Hunters of the Dark Ice. Okay, Adventure 11. Yes, this is the correct one. Okay. For some reason... Okay, I think what happened was the tracking number said Dungeon in a Box 3/11, meaning Season 3, number 11, and then after that it said Siege of the Lich's Tomb, and I forgot that I ordered both. So I think it was listing both, and I forgot that those were two different things. See, quality control, Zera H, a feisty grung. Neat. Alright, let's figure out what seems to be Lich stuff and what seems to be Hunters of the Dark Ice stuff. I don't know how well we're going to be able to parse this. We'll find out. Let's see. Reaper Bones, Terror Fish. It's like a piranha with crab legs. That looks neat. I'm cracking it open. I've never heard of the Reaper Bones Black line. I know Reaper Bones. I don't know if this is... It feels firmer plastic than the Bones line usually is. That thing is neat. I like it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll get to use it in this game because Reaper Bones usually is an indicator. Yep, and then we got Pathfinder minis. Usually Reaper Bones is in there to indicate that they didn't get the minis they were wanting to make made on time, unfortunately. But they've been pretty good about getting them to me eventually, so that's good. And then a Pathfinder Bone Devil. And I don't know why, but every Bone Devil I get is real weird plastic. So that's going to have to get bent into shape a little bit just to stay imposing, because it's doing a Michael Jackson lean at the moment. But with a little bit of hot water and pressing into place, I think that one's going to be pretty neat too. Toss all that. That looks like the guy from the cover of Hunters of the Deep, so I'm assuming this is the Hunters of the Deep stuff. Let's see, we got a little envelope of stickers that I'm not going to be using right away. Ancient Wind Chime or Kiln of Frozen Flames. Those look like some cool options for the players to choose between. Let's see, this is ice, and it is ice in a way that this might be a throne. Yeah, I think I see rock, frozen throne. Normal rock. Maybe I'm looking at this right. We'll find out. And we've got a map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look over the main adventure stuff today. Hunters of the Dark Ice. That's what I'm looking into today. The Siege of the Lich's Tomb will be a review I save for another day, if and when I need to review something else. So, for now, let's find out what's going on with Hunters of the Dark Ice. I'll give you my take on this after the read break. There's a lot to like about this one. So for this whole campaign, I think sometime around session 3 you first encounter them, but you are interacting with these things called the Far Elves, right? And I found them really interesting. They were these kind of star-themed elves. They had this astral plane connection. All of that was super neat. This, in preparation for the final session, right, because this is 11 out of 12, the next box I get should show the conclusion of this adventure. This one really deep dives into the history of the Far Elves in a neat way. It's got some other things going for it as well. It is sort of an Arctic-Antarctic tundra theme, which I think is cool and underutilized in tabletop games. You don't see stuff in the ice much, and I think there are some resources in here that could be very, very neat for Ice Age adventure fiction, which I absolutely love. It is an under-supported genre in every medium. I have a few books. I got Clan of the Cave Bear, I got Beyond the Sea of Ice, People of the Wolf. I think some of these things could be very, very good resources for something like that. To help fit that snowy theme, you can actually see one right here. These guys invented penguin-themed Aarakocra, who are delightful, and I love them. So we've got all these snowy encounters, we've got this deep dive into the history of the Far Elves that I don't want to say too much more about because I don't want to spoil anything. And we've got these penguin birdmen, and all of that together is so cool. We've also got, let me find the better picture, there we go, Shadow Fiend orcas, right? And like turning killer whales into this horrifying monster just shows that they really get killer whales. They're horrifying. So I've got this. I've also got the 3D terrain assembled. This was one of the few that I've been able to just really well intuit. We have a throne and some glaciers, right? I like how these glaciers came out. Yeah, I am pretty sure, looking over this, that they just gave the closest approximations that they could find in existing stuff. But it'll be a while before I run this adventure, and they've been pretty good about catching up on missed 3D models so far. So let's see, we've got the maw of the Ganakadite, the claws of the Ganakadite over there. Ooh, some wraiths. We have, what was his name, Verbolg. Got the killer whales. And yeah, it's basically like ice and snow fiends. The shame is I only see one of the little penguin guys, which is too bad. I was really hoping to get a bunch of the little penguin dudes because I would absolutely reuse those in my own campaigns. Like, no question. Those are delightful, and I love them. But everything is pushing its way to a head. We got our backstory on the Far Elves as we prepare for this final whatever happens last in this thing. I do love right at the end it talks about you pass through, you get to where you're going, and hopefully I'm not spoiling too much with this. Not far off, just beyond the horizon, stretches the dark expanse of the astral plane and the shifting ribbon of light that marks the edge of the world. You are coming up on the end right now, and I, for one, am really excited to see where they go with this. So, stay tuned for next time. I am eagerly watching my mailbox right now to see what happens next. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with a friend or several friends, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me draw in a future video. Later, y'all!